So this is how that story went. My granddaughter and I went to a restaurant to have breakfast this morning, and there was a gentleman. As we were walking out, him and I caught eye, definitely around my age. And I saw him looking at my granddaughter and looking back up at me, and I think both of our heads were spinning. I was thinking, not bad, not bad.
Although this was probably meant to be funny, I actually noticed a life lesson so far, and that is even a woman in her 60s that has retained portions of her attractiveness has to keep her head up and be on the lookout for men in her age group who are available. There are plenty of women her age that claim to be invisible, so her getting noticed by an approachable man in that age group is a rare event, considering younger women can also compete for those same men.
And he's thinking, wait, I know she's older, but why is she with this kiddo that's 7? Is that her granddaughter? Is it her baby? What the hell's going on here? So I continue to walk, I pay, and all the time I'm thinking, would it have been different if I didn't have my baby there? Little blocker.
Youch. It's rare to see women getting a rooster blocked, but it does happen. I guess the further past the wall, the more often it occurs. But the real question is, why is she actively trying to date as if she was in her 20s instead of being happily married? Don't misinterpret my question, as I am not shaming her for actively dating, but why isn't she living out her golden years with a good man? I don't know if she is divorced, widowed, or was always single. The only things shown on her account are videos and pics of her trying to flaunt a late-age SMV, along with her doing splits and saying she is single. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that at all, but the question is, why would any of that be necessary if in 60 plus years she hasn't found the one? I honestly doubt she is widowed, as most widows don't try to flex this hard at that age. Maybe she just hasn't settled and will find the love of her life at 70. What's another 10 years? Dates are expensive, so it would be sweet to get some of your hard-earned money back. Introducing the Upside app, the free cashback app that lets you earn up to 25 cents a gallon cash back at the pump, up to 45% cash back at restaurants, and up to 30% cash back at grocery stores. Click the link in the description to start earning cash back today with the Upside app and make every day rewarding.
Hi, and welcome back to Disaster Dates by the Divorcee. Dun dun dun! This is a special one. So basically I went on a date with this guy, and the first date was great. We met at a wine bar, had drinks, cocktails. He was a gentleman. I thought it was a great first date. So the second date came along, and I usually don't see guys 2 days in a row, but I had limited time because of my kid's schedule. So I was like, what the hell? Second date comes along, it's equally as good. And I started kind of digging into his past, and, he's divorced also, which I think is a good thing. And so there's like a relation, kind of like a commonality there. And then I asked, how long have you been divorced? And he said 4.5 years. I said, well, did you date much? And he's like, actually, this is my first date. I'm like, well, this is not my first date, obviously.
You all heard that right. She said him being a divorcee like her is a good thing. And the fact this man has not dated in 4 years, assuming that is true, seems like a golden chance for a woman her age to snatch up a husband. Yes, ladies, I give dating advice to women too. And trust me, this is opportunity knocking at the door. Men who generally haven't dated much after a divorce are at a disadvantage of being disconnected from modern day dating practices and usually find themselves in a lonely phase. But it won't last forever. If this woman is serious about getting a committed long-term relationship, she needs to be a true lioness and recognize this man as a wounded gazelle. She needs to pounce to get a commitment. And to my male viewers, all of you know if this man insists on choosing the blue pill, oh well, can only save those who want to be saved.
So then I was like, well, I knew that, I've dated a lot, and I know how much I learned about myself in that process. And I don't typically, commit to people on the second date because I know better. I got to get to know them and figure out who they are before I'll commit to them. So I was like, you really should, date people. It really teaches you a lot about yourself. And he says, well, why do I need to do that? I found you. And I was kind of like, I mean, I want to hear that, but like, seems a little fast. I'm not sure. So I kind of got this like creepy crawly feeling inside. And then I was like, oh, well, that's really nice. But, I think that you should, still continue to date and we can still see each other. But like, it's good to see, a level of comparison. And he's like, but I just love you. And so I found myself actually kind of pulling away at that point. And I'm like, is this like what's messed up about me? Am I the one that's messed up? Isn't this what people want to hear? I mean, after all of these disaster dates, I should be like, thank you, Jesus. But I wasn't.
I'm going to quote what she said. I want to hear that, but like, it seems a little fast. At this point, my viewers can argue this different ways by saying, well, he was creepy fast. Or they can argue, this just proves women don't know what they want. Or they can argue she wants to keep writing the CC. All those points can, without a doubt, be valid, but I will argue the real reason she reacted that way is because she still wants a Chad/Tyrone to commit to her, and this guy is giving some heavy beta vibes, even though he is saying the right things. Men will find any reason to justify dating a woman. Women will find any reason to discard dating a man. Mind blown.
And so I kind of was very sporadic in my communication from then on. And finally, I didn't want to be like the rest of these guys who freaking ghost me all the time. So I said something and I said, because he was sending me all these like lovey-dovey text messages. So I just basically said, hey, I'm sorry that I kind of haven't been communicating that much. But to be honest with you, the whole feelings talk and the level of commitment is kind of freaking me out. And he was like, thank you for telling me. I'd still like to see you again. I was like, okay, but can we cut back on the I love you parts? And he was like, sure. So I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see.
She's already made up her mind to discard this guy, but doesn't want to feel guilty about it. What is going to happen is she's just going to look for a more justifiable way to cut him off. I guess those claims of don't settle for men who don't text their emotions by women are based on a mountain of BS. But it will be fine. She just needs to jump right back on the carousel to be in her element under the next guy. Moving on.
There's something that took me forever to learn, and now that I'm here, it feels good. So I wanted to share with the class. This guy asked me on a lunch date today, and this was like a while after me asking him multiple times to make a plan if he wants to see me. I agreed to the date. Monday rolls around, which is yesterday, and he posts a picture of him and another girl real close, which, whatever, have options, do your thing. But if you feel comfortable enough posting a picture of someone that you're seeing online publicly for everyone to see that's not on your close friends, you guys are in a relationship.
Or a situationship. Queen, you said it yourself. You asked this guy out several times until he made the lunch date plans. A man like that, I can tell he either has multiple options or is on his purpose, or both. Either way, he is obviously the attractive type to women, which means you have to deal with the reality that he is probably a top 20% HVM, high value man. And you have to compete for him. Let's keep it 100. There are plenty of men out there this woman could ask out on a date and they would move their schedules around for her. I'm not blind. She has retained some of her attractive features, but it is evident she didn't want those men. She wanted a higher caliber man, but let's hear what else she has to say.
The old me would be like, one of two things, I would say. Number one, I would either be really sassy to him when he texted me today, or I would still go on the date, knowing in my gut that this is not my guy, nor do I trust him, nor do I think that he is a stand-up guy by any means. But the new me, when he texted me today, I did not respond, rightfully so. And so he texted me again. And at this point, I feel like that's like your cue to say something. And to that I said, hey, I seen how you move. It's not for me, but I wish you the best. Respectfully. Yo, that's good. Okay, no, but really, I've left every single situation that I did not feel right about respectfully, and it's a game changer. It is called maturing. Try it out. It feels good. Gone are the days where I am teaching a man how to treat me or make me a priority or settling for less than I deserve in order to prove my worth to another person.
Queen, the younger you would act accordingly because the younger you probably knew she had a higher shot against her competition to land an HVM, like this guy, for something more long term. And to say you will not trust him, his attitude and Chad/Tyrone demeanor is what makes him attractive to you. It also builds on the mystery, not to mention how you claim you would have tried to teach him how to treat you or make you a priority is nothing more than another factor that makes these bad boy traits hotter than a good man. She, like many women, would see it as an exciting challenge to tame such a man, instead of dating a man who already treats women that way. In all honesty, Queen, this version of maturity is just the transition of you coming off the and entering the not settling phase of your life. This will be followed in time with your beta selection. You're not special, Queen. Your desire for picking a beta will come, and it will say to you,
I am inevitable.
if you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.